going on, folks? This is Untitled Logic, Mike Mertes with UntitledLogic.com, and today with me here we got Rick Ferarro from the Realm Beyond.
How you doing, everybody?
So, you're familiar with the Halo 3 plasma rifle review that I did a couple months ago, back in January, and as I said, we were going to cover the plasma pistol, which again is available from Jasman Toys for about $79.99. Rick, this is your first time ever really playing with the rifle.
Yes, it is.
And the plasma pistol. What did you think of, the handling and durability of it?
I thought the handling was pretty good. For this, like I said, it harkens back to the days we had the laser challenge. That was the big thing all the kids had. It came with the pistol and the rifle. So this really is something that's similar to that. Playing with these, very nice. One of the good additions, of course, was kind of the feedback on it. The fact that it did vibrate when you shot, the reload mechanism and everything. It's almost like a perfected version of the old laser challenge that we used to have as kids. And of course, knockoffs and everything for that. I think durability is really good. Obviously, we didn't bang them around too much or anything in the test session, but they seem to hold up pretty well. The batteries seem to be just fine on these, and overall, I'd say it's a pretty good system.
Now, you think it's a turn-off after all these years? I mean, we're about 24 or 25 years old.
You know, that's true, but I still will never pass up a chance to play laser tag. Plenty of people play paintball, and laser tag, I guess, is the sissy man's version of paintball, but still, it's one of those nostalgic things, too. It's no different than the late 20-year-old who still collects Ninja Turtles toys. Or has collector's editions and stuff. And it's the same thing, except if anything, you're more active with it. So it works out just as well for that.
Now, does the fact that, again, back to the old school days, we only had one sensor. You could only shoot each other in the front. Does that bother you at all?
Well,
that
I do remember on the Laser Challenge Extreme, on the rifle, it came with a back connector, too. It will go in the front and the back. However, I think this suffers from the same issue where there's one sensor for it. However, usually you can put it on your chest. What stops someone from just staying behind the cover, shooting around, you don't get hit. One of the things that would be nice for something like this would be to have a sensor on the gun. And a lot of higher-end laser tag systems in facilities that are designed for this have it on the vest and the gun. So that no matter what, even if you're shooting, you can't be like when we were kids again and just keep your back to a wall, shoot around the corner for 20 minutes, and then call it a draw.
Exactly. Now, price range is $79.99. You know I'm a hardcore Halo fan.
Yes.
So, I have the Spartan helmet, I have the limited editions, I have the figures, I have everything. For me, $79.99 is not the big drop on a Halo thing.
That's true.
I have a $99 statue.
This is true.
Would you go out and pay $79.99 for this?
I would not personally. I am not, obviously, the Halo fan that you are. Some other things I may drop it on. But even to me, as a collector's item, it's probably worth that. It's not too far off what you find for collector's items. For an actual laser tag or entertainment system, it's pretty steep. It would be pretty prohibitive for people getting in there, getting enough friends to spend, let's say just get the pistols, $80. By the time you have a group of friends ready to play and have fun, you're looking almost $1,000 sunk into just playing laser tag. So as a collector's, I'd say the price is okay. It's pretty similar. But as anything beyond that, might be a little too expensive for the younger kids or someone looking to actually have a game on.
And you're right. With the price being that high, it's cheaper to pay $15 to go to a laser tag arena where you can get the front shot, you can get the back shot, you can get your weapon shot. So, if you have fun for the college dorm room, if you got two gamers out there who want to play, fighting over the last beer, we'll solve in the laser man.
There you go. And part of it is the draw that you are playing with Halo weapons. I mean, where else are you going to find a laser tag arena or anything where, people dress up in foam, poorly done LARP-style Covenant suits anyway to shoot at each other. So you have that as well to kind of add to the mystique.
It sounds like a fantasy we would have.
There you go.
Now, do you think if someone made an arena, because people on YouTube, people on the forums and stuff like that are saying, "Oh, I can open a laser tag arena and feature just the Halo weapons." Do you think something like that would work? Would you pay $8 for 15 minutes of these to use them?
Not with these.
No.
If they had a similar design with a little longer range, I tested them out earlier, and the range of the rifle was maybe 50 feet at most. The range of the pistol was about half of that. In an arena setting, you'll have people just running into each other. It wouldn't work. If they perfected these a little and possibly extended the range at all, and the sensors on them like we talked about, I think very much something like that could go. I don't know whether it would go past the rights and all the licenses and everything, but I think there would be enough people, especially with the draw of the Halo franchise over so many years, it may actually work in that kind of setting.
So, having played with them for a while now, and you're kind of new to the Halo franchise. I mean, you didn't really play 1 or 2 that much.
No,
You weren't really a big fan.
Right, just 3 drew me in.
But you're pretty familiar with the multiplayer. Weapon-wise, to you, to me, they come really close to replicating the game. I mean, the sound effects are right on, the weight of it, the size of it. I mean, most people, when they see these online, they expect them to be half the size they actually are. Dinky little weapons.
Right.
You know, for the price you pay, at least you are getting the size. They're not cheap.
Which is true, and that kind of brings in the collector's edition aspect of it as well. They are pretty well sized for what you, I guess, imagine a Covenant weapon would be in terms of size for that. They are weighted pretty well. The sounds and everything are pretty spot on for that.
Now, you know the sword's coming out.
Yep, sure about that.
A little pricey, about a little bit more than the plasma rifle. It's going to be about $129. Nothing that you can really slash with, but it does have a trigger on it. What else would you like to see from the Halo universe used?
Well, one of the things that I've always thought was neat, again, it's kind of prohibitive given either the range or the size of what you're playing, would be something like plasma grenades. How that would happen, I don't know. Because your thought of it being able to even just aim possibly, and if you hit it right, it sticks, and you do what you do. If you get your other players and it sets off, obviously a far more complex system is probably unrealistic. Otherwise, another option may be to have a Covenant weapon series, and then maybe also a UNSC series too, with things like battle rifle, sniper rifle, that kind of thing. But you can add more depth because if each weapon does something different, kind of like how the pistol can charge up, take 3 shots off. You could have a sniper rifle, which takes forever to reload, but if you shot someone, it would take off all but 1 of their life points on the system.
And that's one thing I'd like to see if they did do human weapons. Would be a little bit more action reloading. I mean, fine, we got the cool LED counter on our weapons. It runs out of ammo. We hit the reload button. We're done. You know, maybe with the battle rifle, have an actual loading action where you have to pump the barrel, or you know, like with the shotgun. Something like that would be cool because otherwise, just flick the reload button, you really don't have an overheat feature like you do on human weapons.
Right.
You gotta have something to balance it out. You know, speaking of balance, me and you, as people watching on the video, see a little bit of the action of us hitting each other against this. And as you can see, there is probably a pretty decent advantage over having the plasma rifle over the plasma pistol.
Definitely. Which, again, if you inserted some sort of sensor on it where there's a smaller sensor on the pistol, but there's, say, 2 or 3 on the rifle, it might balance it out. Right now, it's kind of, whoever has the rifle obviously is going to have the advantage of it because the range is double.
Right. So, you think these things would help with healthcare in Mexico?
They might. They might. If you think about it, there's enough physical activity using these that you wouldn't have a healthcare epidemic. If people just ran around more with their Halo replica laser tags, there wouldn't be obesity problems. There would not be heart conditions. There would not be the childhood diabetic issues, and everyone would be happy. So, if anything, instead of an economic stimulus plan, everyone should just get one of these in the mail from your government, run around the block, and just shoot each other.
Sure, you won't drink the water. I wouldn't drink the water. But hey, I'd go to Mexico for a plasma.
Well, shed the pounds. Have you ever seen a fat Covenant? There you go.